take us back to the time when you decided to step down. What was the process and of finding a great successor? How did you start the process? How did the thought start? How did you find somebody who actually could then at some point take over the company?
Yeah, I mean, I had the support of the board, right? So I sat down with the board. I was like, I don't know how to do this. Like, how do you go and find someone else to come in and help not just run the company, but build the company, build a different version of the company. And I was very thankful to have some amazing investors on our board. Ben Horowitz from Dennis Horowitz and Albert Wagner from Square Ventures, notably, and just getting great advice from them. I remember like having to interview executives, right? And I don't know what to ask an executive, right? And just like learning how to interview people like this. And I remember Ben Horowitz is like, don't make up stupid questions to ask them. Just ask them the questions that you have in your business. Here are 5 things that the company is dealing with today. How would you deal with them? Right? Ask 5 candidates the same 5 questions and then choose the person that has the best answers. I'm like, that's really helpful advice on how to simplify this. But that's, so there was the process of coming to my own realization, like, listen, maybe I'm not the best CEO for the company anymore. I'm totally fine with that. Let's figure out how to do it. Then there's the process of like finding and interviewing and choosing a candidate. And then there's the process of like crafting an internal narrative, right? So I can, tell that to the team and have them be excited about the new folks that are coming in. Right. So it's like it's a multi-step thing. I think it took me like maybe a full year, and I have to go back and check my notes, but I think it took like a full year from the moment I had that conversation with the board to like me standing on stage in front of the company being like, okay, I'm going to step down from CEO and here's why. Right. And that's, it's like just a big project. It was like one of the biggest projects I've ever worked on, replacing myself. But that's just kind of what you have to do, I think, to do it the right way.
Well, it's so interesting because for a lot of founders, they're like so attached to their company and they're like identifying with it a lot, which is good for some extent. And at some point it can be a bit crazy or too much. But how was when did the detachment start? Was it when you realized that you're not the right person for the next chapter? Was it after you gave up your seat as CEO? Like, how was and not detachment in the sense that you're not thinking about Foursquare anymore, but more in the sense that you're like, okay, I can give away the day-to-day operations. I have the feeling that somebody else could do it as well or better than I do.
I never really got emotionally detached from that company, right? Like even now, now in 2023, I'm more emotionally detached than I was, but that's only because I don't go to the office any day, right? Like I'm the chairman of the board, co-chair of the board, but like I don't go to the office. I only go to the office for board meetings, right? Maybe go 4 times a year, right? But I'm still like I'm emotionally attached. I'm less emotionally attached. Remember, like even after I gave the CEO job away, like the next day I came in and like I'm starting my new job as like head of Foursquare Labs and overseeing all the consumer stuff, and that's what I wanted to do anyway. There were many parts of the CEO job I didn't like. Like managing the executive teams, thinking about the P&L, right? And having to be aware of all that stuff. Like the parts I enjoyed were like the vision, the storytelling, the company culture building, building the team, right? And those are things I felt I was doing pretty well. And there was just things that I didn't want to spend my time on. And I was doing a disservice to the company by not spending my time on those things. And so, the move is like you empower someone that is going to spend their time on those things. And that's, just kind of how we did it. And, I think, it worked out pretty well. Like we're able to take the company for direction. And then, I was able to continue working on the things that I wanted to work on for a period of time.